We will be looking at an active upcoming weather pattern, including the potential for snowstorms and as well as severe weather across the central and eastern portions of the country, which will be starting this coming week and continuing into the following week. So we have this big storm we're looking at that's going to occur in the next few days. And that will be targeting a large portion of the country, that will be including a variety of impacts, including all kinds of weather, such as severe weather potential, and as well as even ice, and also this snowstorm in the upper Midwest, and probably into the New England region as well. So before you get started here, please be sure to consider subscribing and liking this video if you enjoyed today's forecast, and we'll get right into the outlook, which is valid for Monday. You can see there's a slight risk issue for portions of Arkansas into portions of Oklahoma, Texas, and Louisiana, with a marginal risk for Louisiana, and as well as Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, and the far southwestern portion of Illinois. So now we are going into our day 4 outlook, which is valid Tuesday. And as you can see, there is a 15% severe risk issued from far eastern Texas and the portions of Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. As you can see by that highlighted yellow region, once again, the severe weather event will likely include all hazards at this time. So that would mean damaging winds, large hail, and even a few tornadoes, which would all be of concern. Let's head into the models, see all of this whole entire storm and some of the impacts detailed. Map, you can see that Gulf moisture along with instability is beginning to affect into the US around Monday morning. So it will be Monday, and then we see all this instability, definitely more than last severe weather event. So I feel like this could easily bring like enhanced risk level equivalent event if all the other greens kind of tap into this, even moderate if they're well there. So Monday afternoon, Texas, Louisiana would most likely be getting the severe weather, as well as Oklahoma, Arkansas, maybe a little bit into Kansas and Missouri. And then on Tuesday, you see the severe weather threat has shifted east a little. And then as you can see, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, into portions of Alabama and Tennessee could see severe weather on Tuesday. And there's a lesser threat along the Gulf Coast on Wednesday. So at this point, it's all kind of none after that. I mean, instability could even reach like areas like central Missouri and Illinois, and even Indiana. But they'll definitely be weaker than what we're seeing over here in the southern plains. So yeah, there's definitely gonna be a good amount of instability for like the season at least, considering that the last severe weather event didn't really get to like 1,000 Cape. But the Cape for this is definitely like almost 2,000. So that's definitely an improvement for those severe weather lovers out there. I know I'm kind of getting excited. Let me know if you are or not. But yeah, now let's head into some of the other ingredients, see what they have in mind. Share up, you can see how that coincides with the instability and meets up together to create this severe weather potential. You see, this is where that that elevated instability would be. There's also 40 to 50 knots of bulk shear consistent with that. And you can see that this whole area would be seeing severe weather, so that's definitely enough for maintaining that severe weather. And along with that instability, of course, so 40 to 50 knots, maybe even upwards of 60 in some places, that's definitely a good amount for that. And not surprisingly, considering the fact that this is winter still, but there can be severe weather and even tornadoes any time of the year, regardless of the season, especially in the southern United States. And remember, like December 2021, that definitely proved that, and the US up here even saw tornadoes. That's insane, right? Now we look into the to see lapse rates, that because it's also a factor in severe weather, that's definitely a great amount. Coinciding with that blockchain as well as instability, so that would likely be very well a candidate for enhancement, even moderate risk for severe weather. At least for over here, I feel like more of an enhanced risk would be right for this region. Tuesday. So Monday over here, Tuesday over here. This isn't a week out anymore. At this point, it's just 2 to 3 days out. And you could definitely see that from the outlooks. And there is very likely to be upgrades, as you see in the models, for those severe risks. As I said, enhanced and moderate would be best for all of this, especially in the southern plains again. Southeast enhanced would be the most likely highest. But again, it's up to what the models show, and we're going to head into dew points to see what is going to happen with that over there. Just see how much moisture, but I feel there's going to be plenty of it too. Like, even more conducive. Affecting into the southern United States, which is also going to be a main reason for this whole super weather event, and all the other regions, like, coming together to create this whole event. So, according to GFS, this is also more cylinder, which you'll see in the models momentarily with the winter weather aspects. So yes, dew points in the are likely for at least Oklahoma, Arkansas, Southern Missouri, and as well as the Gulf states, obviously. And yeah, Florida definitely, and also the Southeast. Maybe a little bit into Mid-Atlantic. So these dew points will still be there until later in the week. So there could be some severe weather continuing on over there, but I don't want to get too much into that right now, because this whole system is our main focus. We'll also talk a little bit about another snowstorm aside of this one, which would likely be over here. So yeah, dew points in the 50s could go as far north as central Illinois and Indiana, Missouri as well, in southeast and Kansas. It could also go into as far north as the Great Lakes coast of Ohio, and also into the northeast and the coastal New England. But our main concern for super weather is obviously like over here, not up here, considering that the ingredients and the main source of Gulf will be over here, obviously, because Gulf is right there, and they're like right next to it. So with between this and the cold air, like the Arctic air coming from Canada, that battle is going to create for a powerful storm and major severe weather possibly. So yeah, that's definitely concerning for all of that. Now to get into the wintry weather part of this whole storm. So the GFS has most of the snow across the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, northern Iowa, and northern Michigan, and up here in the northern central plains. UK model, and we're starting to see this. We're focusing on this, and then we'll get to this potential source, and they'll also extend all the way to the northeast region. So UK is a little heavier with the snow for the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. Kind of similar otherwise. As well as for the Canadian model. Yeah, so they're very similar, so they're generally agreeing upon each other. So they're all agreeing that this whole area would likely see the heaviest snow. I'm not gonna leave out northern Maine over here too, because that's where the storm also gets started. So if you live anywhere in the west, along the mountains or anything, so all these mountains in the west are gonna see this heavy snow, but it depends on where you are. And so if you're in like Salt Lake City, or for example, yeah, Denver and Cheyenne, watch out for that. Avalanches could also become a concern for those western mountains too. So yeah, you guys deserve some inclusion for once, because those were the channels tend to leave you out. and it's not my problem either. And yeah, so heavy snow, it could definitely be a concern for 1 foot plus of snow, even for northern Michigan and northern Maine too. So don't want to get too much into specifics for this, but we're kind of in the right zone to do that because of all this agreement. We're finally starting to see for this snowstorm in the upper Midwest and northern tier of all. So for the ice, we could be seeing, the second storm will also be doing that, but for the first storm, we're gonna be taking a look into that. So DFS suggests a freezing grade band going from eastern Iowa into northern Illinois, southern Michigan, as well as northeast New England. DFS, once again, is a south scenario. The Canadian model is further north, bringing Kansas City, Des Moines, and Milwaukee some ice. So southern Wisconsin is more included, as well as central Michigan. The New York State's mostly left out at this point, with maybe just a sliver seeing a little ice. And northern Maine would also be in on the ice, so rather than the snow, but like, I don't want to like overdo these amounts because these tend to like overdo themselves as almost every storm shows as it happens. So now let's head into the second snowstorm. So while we're still on the topic of ice, let's do that first. So for the second storm, they would suggest northern Texas, southern Oklahoma, northern Arkansas, and as well as Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, far southern Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, into the Kentucky and Virginia's region in the Mid-Atlantic could all see ice. Canadian model, I don't know what these models are doing. Over 2 inches of ice. I really can't put a say on that. But other than wow, all these models are showing like over an inch. But these are always overdone, so don't trust these models this time, I'm just gonna say. But like the Canadian model is a little far north, like suggesting areas further north of Ohio River could see some pretty concerning ice. And as well as like areas in the northeast. So a little uncertainty on that. Now let's head into the snow amounts. Aside from that concerning ice, snowfall amounts aren't too great. So, but I mean, well, I shouldn't say that, but like, there's definitely going to be a snowstorm potential for this whole region too. Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, maybe in like Kansas, Oklahoma area, as well as Pennsylvania and the Northeast states could all see some heavy snow. Canadian model, and then GFS is much farther south, suggesting like New York City could get slammed, but not by the Canadian model, but by the GFS model, as well as Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, and as well as Columbus. All cities are in kind of between this mess, like between whether or not they'll see snow. Arrows a little farther north. I could all say that, because these areas are absolutely getting no snow. Other than like a little trace or like a little dusting. That'd be the case for Indianapolis too. St. Louis could be in between that, but it's like really light also as well for the area model. So St. Louis could get some heavy snow. But for like a northern scenario for this storm, it could also extend as far north as places like Detroit, Chicago, Des Moines, Kansas City, so yeah, areas like Cleveland, Detroit, as well as far north up here in like Erie, Albany, Boston. These cities could all get heavy snow, even just moderate if anything. So, uncertainty on this and the ice, let alone the crippling 2+ inch amounts. Thank you, Canadian model. So if you enjoyed today's storm forecast, please consider liking this video. Staying up to date would be very nice, because we do that, and we even do some streams on when the storm actually occurs. Like, I don't have a microphone right now, but that could change soon, so please stay tuned and have a good day. Stay safe.